Hey everyone, welcome back to Dipmans Diaries. I hope you're doing well. We've been TB testing this week, and as promised I've recorded a bit, so I hope you enjoy this video. Sorry it's a bit repetitive in terms of what you're watching, but hopefully I can chat through a bit about TB testing, why we need to do it, and what else we've been up to this week. So hope you enjoy. This video was taken on our 5th day of doing TB with the vets. We have to, by law, TB test once a year. That's because we're in a medium risk zone. If you're in a high risk zone, you have to test every 6 months. And if you're in a low risk zone, you only have to test once in 4 years. And that's based on geographical area. Previously, we've done all our TB testing over a couple of days and just had all of our cattle together in one big mob, but this year we decided to split them up into 3 different mobs. So we did the calves first, then we did a mob of cows and calves that have been at home, and this video here was of our final mob, which is around about 70 cows that are over at Rugby. For each mob, you do your TB testing over a few days, so you do your testing on the first day, and then after 48 hours, sort of between 48 and 72 hours after the test, you do what you call your TB reading. So the vet comes back and reads all of the cows and lets you know whether you're clear or not. Sorry that this isn't the best video to see what's going on, but basically the vet comes and clips 2 patches on the cow's neck and then goes and jabs each with an injection, one of avian tuberculosis and the other of bovine tuberculosis. I'm going to put an insert up on the screen which shows a bit more detail about that, but basically it's to see whether the cow reacts to the bovine tuberculosis injection. Before the vet does the injection, they measure the thickness of the skin in the 2 patches that they've clipped. Then when they come back to do the reading, they measure again, and they're looking to see if there's been any reaction. If the site where they've injected the bovine tuberculosis has increased by more than the site where they did the avian one, then it suggests that they're reacting to the bovine tuberculosis jab and could be positive for TB. I thought I'd also insert a little clip here to show how we record all the information. The vet comes with a list of all the cattle ear tag numbers that are registered to our holding. We have freeze brands on quite a few of our cows, so that made the job quite a bit quicker. I can just look for the freeze brand when they come past. We then bring our own list which shows the ear tag numbers for each freeze branded cow, and then I just go and find that on the vet's list of numbers and write down the skin thickness measurements. Then when the vet comes out the second time, do the same thing again, find the cows by either their ear tags or their brand numbers, and can put a dash if it's clear, or the measurements again. The little description that I inserted earlier said that a cow is classed as a reactor for TB if the second jab, so the bovine tuberculosis injection site thickness, has increased by over 4 millimeters more than the other site. If that is the case, that cow is classed as a reactor, and you can't move that cow off your holding until it gets tested again, which I believe is 60 days following the initial test. And if it reacts again, then that is classed as TB positive. And if you do have an animal that's positive for TB, then unfortunately the law states that it has to be slaughtered, and that is to prevent the risk of TB getting into the food chain. As I'm sure you can imagine, TB testing therefore is quite a stressful time for farmers, because you always have that worry in the back of your mind as to what could happen to your herd. I feel like some people might be interested to know about the spread of TB, but to be honest, I don't know an awful lot about that, and I would have to do some more research, but I feel like you've heard me waffle on for long enough now, so that's all for my mini insight into TB testing with my very limited knowledge of what we've done at home over the last few years. now to give you a quick update on other bits and bobs that have been going on at home this week. Unfortunately, we lost a cow actually on Friday, the day after we'd done the TB reading at home, which was very surprising. She seemed absolutely fine when she was in for the TB reading and testing, but she did have a young calf on her that's around 2 to 3 weeks old. And unfortunately, we think she must have been slightly deficient in something, and coming in a few days on the trot for TB and just being moved around the paddocks must have caused her a bit of stress, which obviously wasn't visible. If we sort of saw that she was particularly stressed, we wouldn't have done it. But yeah, that was really sad. And she now has this calf that's left behind, and we had to go and catch it in the field. We've brought it up home to try and hand rear it, but was actually quite crazy. It escaped at home, and then the bull escaped. And honestly, I wish I had a GoPro to show you guys more what we get up to when I'm not recording, because honestly, quite a lot of entertaining things happen. So sorry not to have shown you more of that, but stay tuned and we will let you know how the little calf gets on. That's all for this video, and probably it for Dipmans Diaries updates in 2024. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you everyone who's been watching these videos. I hope you find them interesting, and let's see what 2025 brings. I'm not promising to post quite as regularly as I have been the last couple of months. I've been trying to get a video out every couple of weeks, but it's not the easiest to film stuff when I'm out and about, so I will just see what happens next year. Hopefully I'll manage to get a monthly update out at least, and I'm hoping next year we might look to do a couple of beef boxes, which could be exciting, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I hope everyone has a wonderful Christmas and New Year, and see you in 2025.